Alright everyone, welcome back.
シンジの男友達ってあんただけでしょ。それにお忘れでしょうが、私これでも弓道部の主将なの。うちの問題児と辞めちまった問題児をくっつけるのは自然な流れだと思わない？
まあ確かに自然だ。弓道部ってのは関係ないけど、俺とあいつは腐れ縁だからな。
あ、カチンときた。あんたね、弓道部の話になると急に冷たくなるでしょ。いいご身分よね。シンジをほっぽっといて自分はさっさと退場しちゃうんだから。後に残された私とかさくらの気持ちとか少しは考えてくれてもいいんじゃない？
シンジのやつまたなんかやったのか？
あいつが何もやらない日なんてないけど、ま、それにしても昨日のはちょっとやりすぎか。1年の男子が1人辞めたぐらいだから。
Mitsuzuri sighs gravely. Seeing her look so serious is rare to begin with, but the rest of her story is particularly alarming.
なんだよそれ。部員が辞めたってなんだよ。
シンジのやつが八つ当たりしたのよ。わざわざ女子を集めてね、夢を持ったばかりの子にシャをさせて的中するまで笑い物にしたとか。
はあ？お前そんな馬鹿げたことを見過ごしてたってのか？
見過ごすか？けどさ、首相ってのはいろいろと忙しいんだ。いつも道場にいるわけじゃないってエミヤだって知ってるでしょ。
それはそうだが、にしても何考えてんだシンジのやつ。必要以上に厳しく教えることはあっても素人を見せ物にするようなやつじゃないだろう。
呆れた。エミヤってば本当にあれだ。
あれってなんだ？今お前よからぬ感想を漏らさなかったか？
あら、私はあくまで客観的な事実を連想しただけさ。それで気を悪くするのはエミヤの勝手だね。
ついさっき聞いたような返答をしやがって。いいよ、それよりシンジはどうしたんだよ。なんだってそんな真似をしたんだ？
聞いた話じゃ遠坂にこっぴどく振られたとかなんとか。
遠坂ってあの遠坂か？
うちの学校にあれ以外の遠坂なんていないでしょ。
Nope, she's one of a kind.
2年 A 組の優等生、ミスパーフェクトこと遠坂凛よ。
いや、そんなあだ名は初めて聞いたけど。
But it fits. It's no surprise Shinji got rejected. And knowing Tosaka, she probably had some pretty harsh insults to go with the rejection.
ともかくシンジのやつは昨日からずっとその調子よ。おかげで私もこんな時間まで道場で目を光らせてたってわけ。
シンジのやつ変にこらえが効かない時があるからな。三綴大変だろうけど頑張ってくれ。
はいはい。けどね、シンジって懲りないでしょ。また遠坂に声をかけて振られた日には今度こそ遠坂本人に何かしそうでさ。
いや、いくら信じても振られた相手には近寄らないだろう。あいつそのあたりはちゃんとしてるぞ。
けど相手が近寄ってくるんだからしょうがないじゃない。遠坂さ、なんか知らないけどうちの道場をよく見学に来るのよ。エミヤは辞めちゃったから知らないだろうけどね。
That's news to me. Rin Tosaka doesn't participate in any club activities because her family forbids it or something. She even turned down nominations to be a member of the student council, so I always thought she went straight home after school.
たまにはそれもいいか。あいつもお高く泊まってるし、一度ぐらいは痛い目に遭うのもいいかもね。お気の毒様っていうか、ご愁傷様っていうか。
Mitsuzuri has a weird way of looking at this. Now that I think about it, they say that Rin Tosaka has a lot of enemies. I wonder if Mitsuzuri is one of them too. No, they're good friends.
おい、三つ釣り。いくらなんでもそれは。
あ、そろそろ時間だ。じゃあね、エミヤ。今度私の弓の調子見に来てよ。
Mitsuzuri hastily runs off.
相変わらずだな、あいつ。
I never minded just how forthright she always is. I feel a bit more at ease and head towards the classroom. It's lunchtime. Our school has quite the cafeteria, and most of the students eat lunch there. But there are some old-fashioned students who still bring their own lunches, including myself and the student council president sitting in front of me.
エミヤ、その唐揚げを一つくれないか。俺の弁当には圧倒的に肉分が不足している。
いいけど、なんだってお前の弁当ってそう質素なんだ、一世。いくら寺だからって酒も肉も取らないなんて教えがあるわけでもないだろ
う。何を時代錯誤なことを。これは単に親父殿の趣味だ。小坊主に食わす贅沢はない。悔しいのなら己で何とかせよなどという。いっそ今からでも天祖になるか。俺も考えどころだ。
あのじいさんなら確かに。
Issei's father is the priest at Rilo Temple, a larger-than-life figure who's also friends with Fujina's grandfather. Anyone who gets along with old man Fujimura can't possibly be normal.
それは。じゃあ、いつか恩返しを期待して一つ。
I passed my bento box to him.
いや、ありがたく。これも托発の修行なり。
Issei bows deeply. I honestly question whether I should be reminded that he's the son of a priest at times like this.
そういえばエミヤ、朝方2丁目の方で騒ぎがあったのを知っているか。ちょうどエミヤと別れるあたりの交差点だが。
交差点？
Could it be the same intersection where I saw all the police cars this morning?
なんでもな、殺人があったそうだ。詳細は知らないが、一家4人中助かったのは子供だけらしい。両親と姉は刺殺されたというが、その凶器が包丁やナイフではなく長物だというのが普通じゃない。
A long weapon. Does he mean a sword or something? If it's a murder, then that weapon killed the parents and the elder sister. I can't help but imagine it. Someone sneaks into the house late at night. Unreasonable violence. A horrible nightmare the victim neither imagined or wished for. Like a traffic accident. The parents are slaughtered. The elder sister falls victim without knowing what is happening. A lone child hidden in the shadows is covered in their family's blood.
一世、それ犯人は捕まったのか？
捕まってはいないようだな。信徒の方では欠陥工事による事故、こちらでは辻切りめいた殺人事件だ。学校の門限が早まるのも当然。どうしたエミヤ、喉に飯でも詰まったか？
別に何もないけど、なんだよいきなり。
いや、エミヤが厳しい顔をしていたのでな、少し驚いた。すまん、食事時の話ではなかったな。
Issei apologizes and tries to lighten the mood. I actually don't mind topics like this, and didn't realize I was looking so severe. And then, there's a gentle knock on the student council room's door.
失礼。竜道はいるか？
ああ、はい。何ですか、先生。
Mr. Kuzuki enters and Issei steps over to him to have a quiet conversation. It must be a casual student council matter since Issei looks relaxed.
へ
It's something I don't see every day. Issei is surprisingly shy. He keeps his distance from classmates and even teachers, but for some reason he's warmed up to the student council advisor, Mr. Kuzuki.
え、真面目なとこで気が合うのかも。
Soichiro Kuzuki is a homeroom teacher for Class 2A, and he's very serious and kind of weird. Some part of that is probably why he and Issei get on so well. The two continue to talk. As I watch them, I can't stop thinking about the murder. Classes end and it's time to go home. I can't wander around because I have work today. I shouldn't do anything at school. I should head straight to the neighboring town, but... Maybe the morning's conversation bothered me more than I realized. The next thing I know, I'm at the Kyoto Club.
もう何やってんだ俺。
Mitsuzuri said Tosaka frequently visits. Well, that. I hadn't thought of that, but I think it'd be a problem if Shinji got violent against Tosaka.
シンジのやつカッとなると止まらないからな。
Shinji lashing out at Tosaka because she rejected him would be bad. Well, I don't know exactly how, but it'd just be bad.
なんだ遠坂いないじゃないか。
Tosaka's nowhere to be found around the dojo. Mitsuzuri worried for nothing.
へえ、誰がいないって？だから誰がいないって？
Uh-oh. Issei, who I thought I'd parted ways with, is standing right next to me.
お前か一星。あんまり驚かすなよな。
いや、エミヤが挙動不審げに道場を眺めていたからつい。で、誰がいないって？
誰って遠坂だよ。なんでも昨日シンジと一悶着あったらしいんだ。それで一応様子を見に来ただけだ。
ほうほう、挙動不審だな。聞かれてもいないのに理由まで話すなど。俺は誰がいないかと聞いただけなのだが。
なんだよ、別にいいだろ。俺が何しようが俺の勝手だ。
うん、それはしかり。だが無駄だぞエミヤ。遠坂はここにはいない。なぜならあいつは今日ずる休みだ。
何？
Cut class, so she's absent?
そうか、欠席か。待て一星、なんで遠坂がずる休みなんだよ。あいつがそんなのするわけないだろ。
するとも、あいつが風邪などひくものか。俺が見たところあいつは悪いやつだ。外見に騙されるとパクッと食われるぞエミヤ。
Somehow, what Issei's saying irritates me. I may not know Tosaka that well, but I don't think she's a bad person.
言い過ぎだぞ一星。遠坂はそんなやつじゃないだろう。
ん？なんだ、エミヤも遠坂狙いなのか。ああ、それはすまない。今のは流してくれ。
A secret crush? Like hell.
勝手に決めつけるな。俺はただシンジが揉め事を起こしたら大変だから。
シンジが遠坂に殴りかかろうとしたら止めるためか。またそんな役回りをするな。別に俺は気にしないが、割と趣味が悪いのだなエミヤは。
Why? Tosaka's cool.
してないから損じゃない。けど一星、お前今変なこと言わなかった？
ん？遠坂狙いは趣味が悪いってことかい？
そう、遠坂は人気あるじゃないか。 俺もあいつの悪い噂は聞かないぞ。
ああ、聞かないね。それがまた気に食わない。
気に食わないってどの辺がだよ。
だから全部だよ。あれは女狐だ、女性だ、妖怪だ。とにかく生理的に気に食わない。悪いことは言わないから、エミヤも気に入らないようにしろ。
Oh, sir, you will not like the second route.
いいっせ。人の陰口は良くないってお前の口癖じゃなかったか？
たわけ、これが陰口に入るか。俺は聞こえるように喋っている。
No wonder I sense people watching us. Well, that's a relief. I'm really glad Tosaka's absent today.
頼む一世。悪いが早速陰口にしてくれ。
うん。エミヤがそういうのなら了解した。が、とりわけ中傷をしていたわけではないぞ。単に竜道一世が遠坂凛を警戒していると言っただけだ。あくまで個人の趣味嗜好の範囲だろう。
その割には妖怪だとか女狐だとか言ってたけど。
I'm pretty sure minx is definitely a derogatory term.
何？褒め言葉だ。女狐にも妖怪にもいいものはいる。あくまで遠坂を表現する値として採用しただけである。かつ。
Issei laughs.
それではな。俺は生徒会室に戻るが、エミヤはバイトだろう。こんなところで道草を食っている暇はなかろう。
Issei leaves calm and composed, perhaps because he felt satisfied having said everything he wanted to say. I've known him for 2 years now, but honestly, I still don't get that guy. I ride the bus from school for 20 minutes. I arrive at Shinto, the neighboring town across the bridge.
なんだ、まだ5時前か。少し時間があるな。
There aren't many part-time jobs in this residential area of Miyama, but there are plenty in Shinto's since it's a developing area. Our school allows students to hold part-time jobs, so I take on simple ones. I prefer my jobs to be physical, and the tougher and shorter they are, the better. I get paid all the while training my body, so it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Today, I'll work from 5 to 8 o'clock for a simple loading job. It may just be 3 hours of work, but it feels like 6 hours since they make you work without a minute's rest. Which means I need to rest when I have the opportunity, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Walking around aimlessly would be a waste of energy, so I decide to rest at a park until it's time. This park is nestled between buildings, and it's like a giant plaza full of trees and shrubbery. A park should typically be filled with families and couples during weekends and holidays, but this one's deserted at this hour. In fairness, this place is always desolate, no matter the day or time.
相変わらずだな、ここは。
I sigh in exasperation. The area is unkept, and it's really pretty ugly compared to the other places that are properly landscaped and maintained. As if the desolate location had set the mood, the wind itself blows cold and harsh. This place is the remnant of a great catastrophe that happened 10 years ago. It's the very place where I was saved from the brink of death.
なんで芝生とか植えないんだろう。いつまでもこのままってのはもったいない。
The area is quite large, so if they leveled it, there'd be plenty of space to work on the park. I sit down on the benches, I think. With nothing else to do, I stare out over the burned area to pass the time. I don't remember anything that happened here. The only thing I remember is that it was hot and I couldn't breathe. And that some people died trying to save others.
どうしてそうなのかな。
One adult here died because they were trying to save a child from a burning house. Another person was offered all of the available water to extinguish their raw, parched throat, while others in the same situation died. Someone here tried to flee the fire as fast as they could, but the people left behind died. And someone died here because they gave whatever it was that kept them alive to someone they didn't even know. I don't like thinking about that. Just thinking about people trying to help and becoming victims for their trouble makes me angry. Is it too much to ask for everyone to be saved and for them to get their happy ending afterward? All I want is to see people peacefully prevail. Why can't that happen?
それは難しい。シロの言っていることは誰も彼も救うということだからね。
That was Kiritsugu's response to the question when a very young me asked it. As a child, I obviously refused to accept that idea. But you saved me, Kiritsugu. I knew you were a magician, and you could do anything. I knew you were a champion of justice who wouldn't let anyone suffer, and you did it without asking for any reward. That's why I've always believed you managed to save everyone back then. In response to me shouting this at him, Kiritsugu looked more troubled than I'd ever seen him, and said something I remember to this day.
シロ、誰かを救うということは誰かを助けないということなんだ。いいかい？正義の味方に助けられるのはね、正義の味方が助けたものだけなんだよ。当たり前のことだけど、これが正義の味方の定義なんだ。
Yeah, I get that. And now that's been pointed out, it seems so obvious. Imagine there was a burglar and some hostages, and the burglar intends to kill the hostages. Under normal circumstances, a majority of the hostages would probably die. But if by some miracle all the hostages were saved, there's someone who didn't get saved. The burglar, of course, since saving the hostages was done at the cost of his life. The people the champion of justice saves are only those whom the champion of justice deems to save. That's why saving everyone is impossible. Even God can't do that.
それが天才ならなおさらだ。誰であろうと全てを助けるなんてできなかった。
The fire 10 years ago was like that. As someone who was miraculously saved from the incident, it wasn't my place to say anything at this point.
けど嫌だ。
I don't want anything like that. I don't like the idea that there's a limitation to who can be saved. No matter how impossible it may be, I need to reach out to help. I can't stand to see people around me die like back then. If the person I am now had been there 10 years ago, I would have thrown myself into the fire.
そのまま無駄死にしてたろうな。間違いなく。
That would have happened for sure. Jeez, I can't even fantasize in my head.
しまった。ぼんやりしてたら5時になっちまった。
A bell in the distance rings, chiming 5 o'clock. I get up from the bench and hurry to my part-time job. By the time I'm done working, the sun has long since set. It's a little before 8 o'clock. I finished about 10 minutes earlier because I kind of overworked myself. Maybe it's because I stopped by the park before work. That might have motivated me to push myself harder. At the train station, the night's just getting started. There are a bunch of people milling about and an endless stream of cars on the road.
藤姉にお土産はいいか。
I walk along the path as I gaze up at the lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see all the way to the top. As I gaze at the building, enjoying the nighttime scenery. Huh? I think I see something bizarre.
なんだ今の。
I stop and try to look at the very top. I squint, trying to bring what I see into focus, but it's like staring at grains of rice. It looks like someone I know, but I can't think why this girl I know would have a reason to be there. It doesn't seem like she's gonna do anything up there. But she's just but she's just standing there, looking down at the city as the wind ruffles her hair. She doesn't seem to notice me down below. Actually, there's no way she could see me. Nope, she noticed you, bro. Even my near-perfect vision, enhanced with magecraft, can barely distinguish what's up there. I'm able to tell she's up there because she's isolated, but there's no way she would be able to pick me out of a crowd on the ground. She's just looking down at the town. Seems like she's looking for something. I can almost feel her sharp gaze even at this distance. I forget how long it's been, but I continue to look up at the girl standing in the void. She stands at the top of a high tower. She's like a magician looking down at the surface world with the bright moon shining bright behind her. And then, she disappears, apparently done with whatever brought her up there. The rooftop stands empty, and the scenery returns back to nothing more than the beautiful night sky.
今の遠坂だったのかな。
I can't be sure, but I'm probably right about who it was, at least. There aren't many girls I know who stand out like her, and besides, I'm not so out of it I'd fail to notice a girl I secretly admire.
そうか。にしても
It's just... Tosaka sure has a weird way of spending her time. Unlike Shinto, there is no sign of people anywhere in Miyama. There's nobody around after 8 at night, and the town is silent and still. The house I saw this morning stands across the intersection. There are no signs of life, and a no trespassing sign hangs over the front door. In just a single day, the house has fallen quiet, almost like an abandoned building. A girl and her parents were killed by a burglar. I wonder what life awaits now for a single child who survived. I bite my lip, frustrated by my powerlessness. I promised I'd be just like Kuritsugu, but I couldn't do anything, even when something like this happened so close to home. I want to help people, but I don't even know what I can do. I reach the top of the hill where my house sits. The lights are on, so Fujine or Sakura are still inside.
ただいま。あれ、藤姉だけか。
おかえりシロ
Fujina turns towards me, munching on a rice cracker. The TV's tuned to a lively variety show.
もうまたこんな時間に帰ってきて。冬は日が暮れるのが早いんだから、もっと早くに帰ってきなさいって言ったでしょ。
だから早く帰ってきてるだろ。8時までのバイトを選んでるんだから、これ以上無茶言わないでくれ。で、さくらはどうしたんだよ。なんか晩飯の支度だけはできてるみたいだけど。
さくらちゃんなら早めに帰ったわよ。今日は用事があるからって晩ご飯だけ作ってくれたの。
Fujina cheerfully replies. As far as she's concerned, anyone who makes her food is a good person.
そっか。確かにしばらくはその方がいいかもしれないな。最近は物騒だし、いっそ新学期まで晩飯は俺が作ろうか。
反対。シロ帰ってくるの遅いじゃない。それからご飯作ってたら食べるの10時過ぎになっちゃうよ。
あのね、そこに自分家で食べるという選択肢はないのか、あんたは。
だからここが私の家だよ。
Fujina tilts her head, puzzled. Honestly, I'm not sure if a response like that should make me happy or sad.
わかったよ。藤姉に飯を作れなんて無理なんだよ言ってもしょうがねえ。それはいいけど、足元のそれなんだよ。また余計なものを持ってきたんじゃないだろうな。
Fujina has a tendency to leave a bunch of junk here. She'll bring stuff like bowls from restaurants that are too big to be functional, and unnecessarily heavy earthen teapot, or a weird guitar that plays itself. She must think this place is a convenient storage or something.
ちょっと見せてみろ。ゴミだったら捨てるから。
これうちで余ったポスターだけど。
Fujina hands me the poster. It's probably a poster of some no-name singer.
どれどれ。
I knew it. It's a poster of a young man wearing a military uniform smiling with his thumbs up, all in front of a cheap-looking blue sky background. The caption on the poster in bloody font. Loves lovely Rangerland. Come to the self-defense meetup. Hey, this is a recruitment poster for our youth group.
それいらないからあげるね。